Alright, this is Alex from Mindful Attraction 2.0, and today we're going to be talking about why we react to other people's anger, and why certain people make us angry. We all have certain people that just elicit certain emotions from us, and even there are some people that always get certain emotions from people. Like those people who have the punch me face to them. Like you just look at them and even their vibes just pisses you off. We're gonna be talking about that, why that happens, and how to avoid that. So the story I'm going to be using today is my experience today in Bank of America. Oh my Lord in heaven! So today it was so. Anyways, let me give you guys a quick runaround, right? Because Bank of America really pissed me off, and if you manage to piss me the fuck off, that means you're doing something wrong. So it was today. I went to mind you. I woke up early today, and I did everything right. I woke up, I ate some breakfast. I had my coffee. I went to play basketball. I went to do yoga. Yeah, I accidentally went to yoga for older people, but you know what? Fuck that shit, right? It's not that bad, right? Um, it was the older people. I was like, where am I the youngest one here? Where the hot girls at? I was like, where the hot girls at? Anyways, so I went to do yoga. It was good, and then I went back home, and I was like, you know what? I need to get my new card because I lost my Bank of America card. I lost it. So I went there, right? And I went to get a temporary one. And I'm gonna make the long story short. I went inside and I was like, yo, I was like, hey, excuse me, can I get a temporary card? And I knew some shit was up when she gave me a look, and then she was like, let's go inside my office. I was like, okay, all right, okay, that's odd, right? Now, mind you, it wasn't racist because she was also a minority too, but I was like, okay, all right. And I don't even think about racism a lot, to be quite honest with you. That doesn't even cross my mind. And this is not a story about that. It's just that you got there's not a story about that. But but I can see how some people would take it wrong if they were of a different ethnicity, But I don't. But that's just how it is, right? So to each her own. So she took me into her office, and I was like, okay, this is not how it usually is. Usually when they give me a replacement card, they usually give me a temporary card and they send me a new one. And I knew that they sent me a new one is gonna go to Pennsylvania because that's where my address is. And I was like, damn, they're gonna do that. So anyway, she started asking me questions about my bank account. She was like, hey, when did this happen? When did this happen? And I answered the question to her. She asked me, how much you have in your savings account? And I didn't remember. So she was like, sorry, sir, we can't give you a new card because you didn't answer that question right. And I was like, okay, look, man. Usually this is how it is. Usually people don't even take me to the inside. They usually just ask for my ID, ask for my social security, ask me some questions. If I don't answer it right, they'll ask me another one. Give me a little chance here and there, right? And that's how it usually goes. Nope, it wasn't like that. So I was like, you know what, man? Like that was like that's how it is. And she just it was just the energy. You know how some energy some people just elicit like pissed offness from you. And I was like, all right, fuck it. I was like, yo, you know what, man? Just give me my ID, all right? I just want to withdraw cash from my account. And I was so pissed off. She was like, oh, I'm so sorry. So I didn't mean. And I was like, sometimes saying sorry doesn't even help, to be quite honest with you. So as I left, and I just gave you like a fucking look in my mind. I'm like, fuck you, stupid fucking cunt. I was like, fuck you, man, in my mind. I was like, fuck you, man. That shit pissed me off. And it wasn't even the fact about getting the money. It was that she just made it more complicated than how it should be. Anyways, I left. I was like, God damn it. I walked back home, right? And I was like, yo, I know they're wrong. I know they're fucking wrong. I know they are. That's not how it is. Usually they just give me my card. Anyways, I went back home, meditated a bit. I had made some breakfast, and then I was like, you know what? Let me go to the other Bank of America. And I was like, in my mind, I'm like, I'm gonna get that fucking card, get the temporary card, go back to that Bank of America, just like, look, you see this? That's how you fucking do your job. I went there, right, and the guy that helped me out was a Dominican guy, right, and I was like, yo, look, man, I need a new card. And then he started asking questions. I was like, oh boy, here we go again, right? And he started asking me questions he was like, so when did you cancel his card? I was like, I haven't canceled it because I lost it in my house. And he was like, why haven't you canceled it? I was like, because I haven't canceled it. It's not lost. And he was like, oh, okay, that's kind of odd. I was like, what the fuck is odd about that? I just need a new card. Just give me a new card. And he was like, well, we need to verify. I was like, cool, we need to verify. Here's my ID. Boom. Here's my transactions. Boom. I was like, what else do you need? He was like, well, we need to, what was it they said? He was like, I can't issue a card. I can't issue you a card because we don't issue temporary cards to people who've been in the bank for less than a month. I was like, for real? He was like, yeah. I was like, well, what happened? Well, how the hell did I get this card? Because I have a temporary card. I was like, how the hell did I get this card? They gave me the temporary card when I first opened the account. Because I was like, how did that happen? He was like, well, I don't know, but this is how it is. And you just sense it. he was just getting, he was just like, he was like, sir, I'm not gonna answer this question again. But I was like, yo, there's a discrepancy here. The first bank told me it was because I didn't answer the right questions. Now you're telling me it was because it's a policy that you guys don't give a card twice. Like, you guys don't give temporary card. Tell me how this makes any sense. He was like, sir, I'm not gonna answer this question again. Now, the way I'm putting it out in a way that sounds like maybe I'm being nice, but the energy, he just had to fucking punch me face, man. He just had, I was like, yo, I was so fucking angry looking at, and he just got like, you can just sense the defensiveness, right? And he was like, I need to talk to my manager. I was like, yeah, talk to your manager. I was like, yeah, talk to your manager. And I just waited. I was like, yo, in my mind, I was like, yo, fuck that. I was like, fuck that fucking bitch. Fuck that shit. I'm closing this bank. Fuck that shit, man. As soon as he comes, I was like, yo, fuck that shit. I'm closing my account. I was like, I was dead and ready to do that shit. I was dead and ready to do that. I was like, yo, I just waited. But then I was like, all right, let's see what's going on. I was like, wow. I was like, damn, like, this is not even about the money anymore. It's just about me being right. It's just me about like just getting them to like just to put it in, just shove it in their face. I'm like, look, motherfuckers, that's how you do your job, bitches. But then he was like, you could talk to my manager, and I went with the manager, this other lady, and she sat me down, and it was a completely different vibe. She was more calm, more relaxed, and more serene. And now whatever she told me, it's like I took it better. I was like, oh, okay, fine. I was like, okay, I'll wait for the debit card. And I even told her, I was like, look, ma'am, I'm not mad at this whole thing about having to get the temporary cards. To be quite honest with you, I told her, I was like, to be honest with you, the first bank rejected me. And the reason why I came here was because I know that it usually is not this complicated to get a temporary card. You know, it's usually not this complicated. And so for the most part, I was just doing it just to get revenge. She started laughing. I started laughing. And she was like, well, sir, we're going to have to wait for you to get the temporary card. And I was like, you know what, that's fine. That's fine. And to be honest with you, I didn't mind. The truth was that sometimes, okay, this is the thing what happens. This is something that Eckhart Tolle calls a pain body, which is the emotional pain that you hold on to. You see, and for example, like the emotional pain that I had, which was from the first bank, and I brought it over to the other bank. And so that clouded my perception. That clouded the way I was perceiving the things that was going on. And so I was literally ready to close the bank because it felt good, right? And that was going to be like a little satisfaction. Remember how I would say, you're always trying to feel better, right? If I would have said to myself, am I trying to feel better? And just observed it. And I said to myself, you know what? What happens if I just stop trying to feel better for at least 1 minute? I would have relaxed, and the revenge would have dissolved, because I was trying to release that anger, get that revenge. Like, oh, fuck you. But this is the thing, is that if I would have let it go, no matter the guy's reactions, it would have not made me react, because there was nothing inside of me to react to. You see, pain the only way for pain to get you to react is by you first having that pain and holding on to it. You see, so by the mere fact that I was reacting to him, it means that the same thing that was in him was in me. We were resistant. We were trying to be right. We were trying to feel better. So as soon as she told me that, I was like, yo, I told her, I was like, look, man. She was like, I don't mind this. It's just tell the guy, it's not about it's not about what you say, because you tell me the same thing, but guess what? Right now I'm more relaxed. But it's how you say it. I told her, I was like, it's how you say it. You know, and the way he was talking to me, he was asking me about my why did I close the account the last time? Why was there a copay? Who was the copay? And I was like, yo, dude, like, why are you asking me these questions? I don't know. I forgot, dude. I don't remember. He was like, why? I was like, the reason why I closed the account was because it was transferred. I was transferred out. And he was like, what do you mean by transferred out? Well, the bank closed. The bank closed. I was like, oh, so you closed it? I was like, yo, motherfucker. Oh, you know what the fuck I'm talking about. I was like, instead I was like, I was like, yo, this guy's just trying to be a fucking dickhead, you know? And so that was making me angry, because I was like, yo, this is not right. I was like, I'm not getting the same message from people. But this lady was more relaxed, and she was like, yo, we could easily put in a complaint. I was like, you know what I mean? Like, I was like, you know what? There's no need to put a complaint. Okay, there's absolutely no need. That's a man who's feeding his family. Just let him know that there's a way to go about things, you know? And if I was somebody else, I would have some crazy motherfuckers out there, you know. And that's why sometimes that's why people say people are assholes, right? Some people say people are assholes, but it's because they have an asshole in them, and they make the asshole and other people react. That's what tends to happen. So that's the thing, is that when it comes to people and relating to people, sometimes when we hold on to the past, it makes us more susceptible to react to other people. It makes other people have more control over us than we think they do, because the act of getting angry and getting revenge is not you being in control. Contrary, when people make you do things out of anger, they're controlling you. You see, you're out of control. It feels like you are because you're getting some release, but the truth is that you're being taken over. Like the anger is acting through you. That's why people do crazy shit when they're angry. Not because they're controlling the situation, but because they're being controlled by the emotion. When people say I blacked out, that means that they felt the emotion and they acted, and it was intense enough for them to not even think about their actions. Now, that's what happens. Now, in this case, what we're doing is feeling the emotion and then waiting, observing, and then acting, rather than feeling the emotion and then acting instantly. And it took me a while to realize that what was going on, because that anger, that desire for revenge has such a gravitational pull that it makes it very difficult for you to even like say no, because it feels good. Like it really feels good trying to get that revenge, trying to make him look wrong, right? It feels fucking good, and I wanted that shit. Like I had a little fantasy of going over to the other bank account, to the other bank. I was like, yo, fuck you, you see this shit? That's how you do your fucking job, and leaving, right? But it didn't happen. A part of me wanted that to happen, right? So then I was like, you know what? Yeah, just give me my debit card. And I was like, I'm fine with this, man. I'm cool, man. Just let the guy know that's not how you go about things, you know. And again, and the guy was asking me what do I do for like you were just being a dickhead, you know. And then I mean, I'm on my way here. I was like, you know what? Maybe I should just go and apologize to the guy, you know, like because again, look, when two people are angry, you cannot have them talking. There just cannot be a rational discussion. One has to let go. Now, I'll give the guy props. It was an excellent move of him bringing me over to the lady, because if he wouldn't have done that, I would have closed that account right the fuck there, just for the revenge, just to put it in his fucking face, right? But I didn't, you know, I didn't do that. And it would have been reactiony. And I would have said earlier, I was like, damn, man, I kind of fucked myself over. But for the sake of revenge, oh boy, it would have felt good, man. Oh my goodness, yo. But that's not how it is, man. Like, anger is a cry for pain, and getting relief doesn't really help. It actually makes it worse. And yeah, man, like this is something that when this happens, you have to become alert and let go of your ego and notice what's going on. And for the most part, when that happens, that means you're trying to feel better. The way people feel better is through letting go of that of releasing that reaction and releasing it on someone as a form of revenge. And what tends to happen is that tends to have the opposite effect, where it increases the pain and anger, and it creates a vortex of anger. And that's where want to revenge, that's where bitterness emerges. And so you begin to create a callus in the sense of your personality, where it's going to be a personality based on getting back at people. And then you're going to start seeing people as dickheads. Now, the problem is that it's not because you're seeing them as dickheads, but because your emotions are painting them as dickheads. Your emotions are painting them that way. That doesn't reflect reality. It feels like it's real because that's the emotion. But mind you, it's an insubstantial phantom that your mind is creating to feel right and to maintain your sense of self. You know, yeah, that was it, man. That was something that was just like, yo. But that was a lack of awareness, a lack of presence on my part, and again, if I would have said it's their fault, I would have been justified. It's true. Like, they were giving me two different messages, and they weren't being fucking clear about it. But at the same time, you have to become alert of your emotions, because no matter if they're wrong, it's still counterproductive to blame them to how you feel, even though they're wrong. They're fucking wrong. I know that, assholes. But you still gotta be, able to observe yourself doing that, because it's dangerous. That's how you become bitter at the world, and that's how you begin to see. That's how you become reactive to the environment around you, and that's what happened, yo. That's what happened. And whatever, man. Like, let me tell you something, man. To get me this angry, you gotta be a dickhead. You gotta be a special dickhead, man. You gotta be something special, man. Cause I'm not one to really get angry that much, simply because I'm always observing. But we all have those people and circumstances. There's people and circumstances and emotions that causes us to react a certain way, and you have to remain alert when that occurs, so that it doesn't happen as often. Because it's gonna happen, but it's not gonna happen as often. Anyways, I'm a good person. It just got to piss me the fuck off, man. Um, all right. So, anyways, it's Alex from my attraction. Or if you guys need one-on-one coaching, let me know. I'm returning to coaching again. I was mostly working with my one-on-one with my monthly clients this month. I think I was taking a little rest, so now I'm gonna go back, and I'm gonna be taking new clients. I've been getting some messages, some people I haven't responded to yet. So if you are one of those people, don't react, observe, don't get angry, don't give no complaints, right? And yeah, look, when someone makes you angry, you gotta first see what's causing the reaction. Don't blame them. First, observe how are you causing this? How are you causing this perception? How are you creating this in your mind? How does that reflect reality? Is it rational or is it just based on an emotion? Is it irrational? Because we're irrational beings. Most of the time, we react emotionally, which is irrational. So you gotta always ask yourself, maybe I'm wrong, maybe they're right, maybe I'm being a dickhead. Not to self-deprecate yourself, but to be open enough to be wrong. You know what I'm saying, right? Anyways, I should make a new video today. Who knows? But I want you guys to have a good day. And that girl right there, I see you, girl. You looking all cute too. I didn't notice you. Look at you cleaning your mouth, reading that book. All right, bye bye. Hopefully she doesn't look.